And we are recording.
Hi, how are you doing today?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Is there anything specific you wanted to talk about today?
I guess feeling overwhelmed. Kind of everything kind of just hit me all at once.
Okay, well, tell me a little more about that.
So, I mean, I'm, of course, a grad student at ETBU and just normal stay-at-home mom type of thing. And it's kind of overwhelming to a point to where all the work that you have to do as a grad student, I mean, that's expected. But then, not to mention, 2 kids, kind of got to balance that out a little bit. And having 2 kids, it's hard to plan because one gets sick, the other one won't sleep, the other one's teething, the other one literally just pooped everywhere. It's just like all over the place. So it's kind of hard to find a balance in a way.
And how old are your kids?
I have a 2-year-old and I also have a 5-month-year-old.
Okay, so they're around all the time and definitely probably keep you busy.
Oh yeah.
You mentioned having stress with school, and then you talked about a little bit of your stress at home, but can you tell me a little more about school stress?
Yeah, at school it's just I honestly had a little mishap because I in the beginning of the semester I always write down all my papers. I'm like, okay, I need to get this done this week in advance, this many days, and I always do that kind of make myself feel sane. So I did it right, I was perfect, but I missed one assignment. And I thought it was the same paper for a different class. So then when I looked at my grades, I noticed that there was, just out of nowhere, a D. I was like, whoa, what happened? I look, and it was that paper I missed, and I had a 0. I was like, oh my gosh. So I freaked out, of course, and then I still had another paper due, and then I still had 3 assignments for another class, and then I still have 2 more assignments next week. So it just kind of all hit at once. And I'm just like, so I texted my husband. I was like, this is what's going on. Say some prayers or something. I said, because I feel like I'm about to go crazy. So I have, and of course with kids, it's kind of hard to even be able to just be like, okay, let me just dedicate these hours to do my paper. I can't do that. I mean, whenever he's asleep, she's awake, or vice versa. And then whenever the only break I literally get is when I feed him, he's in his high chair, and she's maybe asleep or just on the floor rolling around,
Yeah.
That's it. But even then, I have to do laundry. I have to, make dinner or even sometimes I can read or do some assignment. But even then, I'm one of those people that if I get started on something, I have to finish it. If not, I'll get so mad and upset, and I'm just in the worst mood. And I don't want to get like that with my kids. So
Yeah, I can imagine finding that surprise assignment being a little shocking, and probably definitely added to that feeling of being overwhelmed with everything else you already have going on that you knew about.
Yeah. See, I guess that surprise is what really kind of just threw me off. And it's not a small paper, so it's something pretty big. And the rest of them are the same, long papers. I guess just papers in general are just stressful.
Right.
But just I like everything like I planned in advance. I gave myself enough time for everything else, but not for that, and so it just kind of threw me off. But also, not to mention my husband works 2 weeks on and then 2 weeks off.
Oh.
So he literally just got home yesterday.
Oh,
so this
goodness.
happened whenever he was, this week, the beginning of this week? So he wasn't even home yet, so I was already stressing just with the kids, but myself. So I kind of have to do it me.
So you're having to play catch up on top of all your other daily obligations. And were you able to finish the paper?
Not yet. I'm still working on it, including another paper, so I'm actually working on 2 papers right now. But yes, I'm almost done. And I feel like once I'm done with that paper, I feel like I'm going to be able to calm down a little better. Feel, I guess, maybe safe. I know my grades. I don't expect my grade to be, because it's late, but, I'll feel better if I accomplish it, whether the grade I get or not. Once I accomplish it, that's what I want to do.
Well, and anything's going to be better than a 0, which I guess
Yes.
is what you have right now with having nothing turned in.
Exactly.
I can imagine that being very frightening and scary.
Yes, I had a B, B plus, I think, or so, and then I don't know where I just looked and it was a D. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So my grades were great at first until that happened, and that hit, and that, I guess seeing that grade just out of nowhere drop is what, just, whoa, kind of freaked me out for a second.
With having this surprise assignment and this other paper that you're working on, is this gonna push back any of your other assignments? Or, I know you mentioned that you'll kind of be able to breathe, but are you still gonna be playing catch up, or will you be back on track?
After these 2 assignments, I'll be back on track. On Monday, while the kids napped, I literally rushed through the whole time. Sometimes I eat, I didn't eat, I didn't do anything. I usually shower, I didn't shower, but I literally just finished all 3 assignments on Monday. That was done. And so I was like, okay, I finished those, and then I proceeded to continue with the papers. Now the other paper, I still have to do a little bit more research, but the surprise one is kind of the one that I'm working on mostly.
Right.
So then that'll put me back on track. Then next week are the 2 assignments that I can kind of work on Sunday and have them done by Monday, and then I'll be all set.
Okay, so you have your usual kind of stress, and you mentioned feeling overwhelmed with just kind of your everyday life of being a stay-at-home mom, being a graduate level student, and then you have this surprise paper come up that has really thrown a kink in your daily activities, and unfortunately it happened when your husband is away and can't provide that necessary help with the children. So you just but you just have a lot going on, and you are almost to the end of this paper, and you will be caught up, at least for the most part, for right now.
I was actually supposed to finish the paper yesterday, but my mom was actually in a wreck yesterday. So as soon as I was about to sit down and write my paper, I get a call, and she said, hey, I need you to meet me here. It's like, I just hit a car, and all this and that. So, okay, so I was like, the kids were asleep, and my husband was in the room sleeping too, so I just told him, hey, I'll be right back. So I wasn't able, so that just kind of ruined, my little process. But then again, it was more important than anything I was doing at the time. I mean, everybody's fine. My brother and my mom were fine. It's just an 18-wheeler just kind of hit the brakes really hard. And then 2 cars behind him hit the brakes, and then my mom, she was a little too close to the car, so she didn't get to hit him. Even if she hit him on time, she still kind of nicked the car, just the back light and her headlight. But still, she was stuck in the median, and she couldn't get out.
Yeah.
So, and then forget my language, but the cop was being an asshole. He was just kind of, it was just, it's like he had a bad day, and he was just kind of taking it out on us. And I hated that. It was just like, so that just kind of didn't help the situation.
Right.
Just kind of frustrated me more. And then more, because, my mom, she's already scared as it is, and then this cop is just in her face and just kind of being really rude, and that's what got me more mad, I guess. Because, if anybody does that to a parent, of course you're just going to be like, hey, you back off. My mom, that's my dad. So
That's definitely the last thing you need when you're already in a scary situation, regardless of, if everybody's okay or not. It's still scary, and you don't need any added pressure on top of what you're already dealing with. And how has your mom and your brother being in the wreck and having that scary experience affected the overall stress with you in the house and catching up on schoolwork?
It has affected me more so of kind of threw my schedule off a little, but it also just in that moment, it kind of just brought more of a, I guess, more worried, more concerned if they were okay, because at that moment I didn't know, so she just said, hey, just come find me on 59, because she didn't know specifically where she was either. So I'd say that just kind of threw me off in a way, because it was another just out of nowhere, out of the blue surprise, something that as soon as you hear you're in a wreck, your mind just kind of goes crazy, you're just like, oh crap, what happened? And then me just honestly, whenever I saw the car sideways and the median, I literally just felt like I wanted to cry. I was like, oh my gosh. I didn't know what to think, but like I said, everyone was fine. So it helped, and I knew she was on the phone with me, so I knew they were fine. But it's just seeing that just kind of gave me, I don't know, I almost felt like I wanted to have a panic attack at the moment. I've had those before, I just kind of freak out at the moment and it builds up, but
You mentioned that a lot of emotions, so I imagine being scary and everything. You mentioned feeling angry with the cop and with that situation, and you have the stress. So you've had a lot of emotions going on. How have you been able to take care of yourself and keep yourself more or less calm through this entire situation?
I have, I guess not recently, but I usually am really good at, even though I know I shouldn't get into shows on Netflix and binge, I do it anyway because I know I need to. Because if I don't, I feel like I'm just going to be stressed, and then it's just too much for me. So I kind of figured out that balance of finding out, okay, I'm going to watch this season or this show right now, and then I'm going to do this. And then once I go study or I go do laundry or dishes or clean, whatever. And then, okay, now let me go back, do this paper, let me read for a few minutes. And then when I get tired, watch my show. So it's like I'm able to kind of find that break and just know when I need to stop. So I'm usually able to, but whenever kind of things happen out of the blue, then it's kind of like it throws off my schedule and then it just frustrates me. And it's annoying, and I'm just kind of in a bad mood. And one thing I'm terrible at doing is like expressing my emotions, even if it is just at home by myself. I tend to hold them in. But lately, I've talked to somebody, and they kind of told me when it happens, just let it happen. I mean, if you stop it, then that's what hurts you. So I mean, I've been able to kind of, whenever it's happening, I reflect, okay, what's going on, what caused this. So that kind of has been helping me deal with my emotions and just let it happen. Like, okay, I have the right to be frustrated right now. Just let it happen, let it go away on its own. Don't act on it, just kind of let it happen. So, and that's what I've been doing. But right now, I haven't even been able, even found the time to do that. So I feel like even just like I just feel it there in my chest, almost.
You mentioned feeling frustrated. Is that how you would describe just everything overall, this entire situation?
Yes.
Is what you're feeling?
Yes. I'm kind of upset with myself because of that assignment. It really, that honestly just frustrated me so bad. I'm just like, I knew this, and I could have avoided this if I would have read thoroughly at the beginning of the semester instead of just rushing through, okay, have this. I could have gone back, reviewed it again. So I feel like it could have been avoided, but because I was just ready to, I'm sure, I can't remember what I was doing, but I'm sure I kind of just wanted to get it done, and I have a feeling that's what happened, and that's why I overlooked it.
And you're feeling angry with yourself because you overlooked that assignment, and now you're paying for it, unfortunately.
Yes.
So you had that surprise assignment that kind of came out of the blue. You've been working on that and working on another paper, and just that with the combined stress of normal grad school work, staying at home with the kids, your mom and your brother being in the wreck. Just, it sounds like you have a lot going on, and we talked about a lot of emotions going on, and sorry, gotta slow down. But you have a lot going on, and you haven't had a chance even to take care of yourself even in the smallest ways. Am I missing anything?
No, I think that sums it mostly up, yeah.
So you made a comment about when you feel those emotions, like you're trying to just experience them, and let yourself know that it's okay to feel that way and that you have a right to that emotions, and you haven't been doing that lately with everything else you have going on. How is that affecting your current situation, not even allowing yourself to feel those emotions?
Honestly, I feel like there's just a big old bubble right here in my chest that doesn't even let me breathe right. I usually work out every morning, so that's been helping a lot. But today I wasn't able to because me and my husband had to run some errands. But even just missing that kind of just makes me feel a little icky, if that makes sense. Because it kind of, at that moment while I'm working out, I'm able to control that. I know I can do this, and I push myself, and I know my limits. And then when I'm done, that's the first thing I accomplish. So I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna have a good day. So whenever I don't even get to do that, it's kind of like, I guess that same feeling that I get from that is the same feeling as I feel when I can't express my emotions now. So I don't feel like I'm achieving even in acknowledging my emotions.
You mentioned earlier about you like to stick to your routine. When you start something, you like to finish it. Do you feel that not working out in the mornings affects that routine and kind of throws it off for the day?
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned that you like working out because it's something that you can control. And is the fact that this assignment was out of the blue giving you that feeling that you've lost control?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a big thing for me, is controlling. And I know that's not possible all the time, which it's hard to make my peace with that. But yeah, that is definitely where it kind of got me, I guess. Mm-hmm.
And how do the emotions play in with the controlling? Do you feel more in control if you suppress the emotions or if you allow yourself to feel them?
I used to feel more control whenever I wouldn't express them, because I'm just like, okay, I'm able to control it. Okay, let me stop it now. And so then I just leave it alone, and then it would just kind of pile up. But now that I'm more aware, it's like I don't feel that same pressure. And now I feel even like a more healthier control, because I'm expressing my emotions, but I'm also being open to them. And I can still control it. I can still feel that sense of control, but in a healthier way. And I like that so much better.
Yeah, and I can imagine that does bring you a little more balance,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully makes you feel a little happier that that's something that you can control
Mm-hmm.
and be able to manage a little bit better than just suppressing them.
Yes. This week, I actually, usually before my husband, the week when he's about to get home, on Monday, I clean the bathrooms, like deep clean.
Mm-hmm.
And on Tuesday, I sweep and mop, dust, deep clean. And then Wednesday, I make sure everything's washed and he's home, or if he comes home Tuesday, then I do that from Sunday to then. So I'm able to do that, but this week I told him I apologize in advance. I said, to be honest, my main priority is feeding your kids and getting this paper done. I said, I already cleaned on Sunday, but I deep cleaned everything on Sunday, but I'm not able to make sure the laundry's done and everything is folded. I literally, in the corner of my room, I have all the laundry folded, but it's still sitting there. I haven't put it away yet. So it's kind of like, that's bugging me. And today he actually cleaned up the living room and he swept a little bit. So even just seeing that just kind of let me breathe.
So he seems to be pretty understanding and willing to chip in when he's around,
Mm-hmm.
when you have stuff like this going on. So
Okay.
that-
Oh yeah,
that's-
yes.
I can imagine that being very helpful
Mm-hmm.
to you, and like you said, just seeing him do little things helps take that load off. And does that help contribute to like that feeling like of being in control? Is that even though it's getting done, maybe if you're not doing it, it's still getting done. So does it help? I'm not sure if I'm making sense.
Yeah, oh, that makes sense. Yeah, it does. The fact that he knows how I like to do things, and we kind of, when it comes to getting stuff done around the house, we know each other. So I know the way he likes certain things done, and he knows the same way I do. So even if me or him do it, I'm fine with it.
Okay, so it helps give you that balance that you need in your life, that things are being achieved and
Mhm.
are under control.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, there's a few things that he still kind of does his own way. I mean, I'm just like, later I'll fix it later. I'm not gonna worry about it now. Like, it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, but he does, throughout the years, we've been able to kind of get to know each other in that way. So we help each other when we can, and we try to be understanding whenever something can't get done or someone's in a bad mood. But so that helps. So whenever he's not here, I tend to get into like a routine with the kids. There are times where I have both of them screaming their heads off, and then I still have to get stuff done, and I'm just like, oh, I don't know what to do.
Do you have any help outside of your husband with the kids, or is it just you?
I do. My mom, my brother, and they help me a lot. And my mother-in-law, if I ask her, hey, can you take my son for a couple hours, I need to do something, she'll more than willing go pick them up. And my mom, she helps a lot whenever I go to school. She watches the kids whenever he's not here. And honestly, my brother will just go and he's like, I'm checking up on you, making sure these kids ain't killed you yet, you know? So that helps. But I mean, I can't also just expect him to be there all the time.
Right.
So,
And I can understand that as a mom. You don't want to burden other people with your kids, and I'm just assuming that's how you feel, because that's how I feel when I ask other people
Oh,
to
yeah.
take care of my kids. But I bet it's nice that you have those people that you can count on when you get in a bind that will at least give you some kind of alleviation to that stress.
oh yeah, it does. It helps a lot.
Right. So we covered all your assignments and that surprise paper that you're still working on. And I'm glad to hear that your mother and your brother are doing okay after their little scary wreck, because I know that can take quite a toll on you regardless of how big it is. And honestly, it made me worry when you mentioned the 18-wheeler was involved. So
When they mentioned that, I was like, wait, what? Yeah.
But I'm glad that it seems that you're getting on track, and you seemed optimistic that after you finish these two big assignments that things are going to kind of balance out again, and you'll be able to start taking care of yourself again and just have that sense of control that you appreciate in life.
Mhm.
So I'm glad to hear that even though you have so much stress and you felt overwhelmed and frustrated these past few days, that you are able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And good luck on the next days to come, and I'm excited to hear how everything goes the next time we meet.